Good morning. Still morning, just about. Oh, snow, rain, all things. Bright sunshine yesterday, it was alright. Got a kind of half decent walk. Takes me twice as long now, really. But, as the doctor once said, you're like a rusty hinge, Mr. McMorran, says to me. As well, we need to put some oil in this. But, yes, I don't think it matters now how much oil we put in, it's going to be difficult. But we're still plodding along as best we can. But I found myself looking at tools again. Just sold near enough everything I had. But I've started looking at miniature stuff. I've got a little thing, another little project, that I was looking at a mini lathe and that type of thing. And surprisingly, same again, of course, it's what you spend what you want to spend on it. But I've been busy looking at these things again, and so everything I get will be miniature, I think. But what I'm thinking of doing, that they'll probably do, but we'll see. But as you can see, I've been working on a stick. I've got another stick away this week. I really need. Don't say it. Don't say it. Absolutely hopeless when it comes to. Anyway, I've got one going away that I still got coming to get one. But I've been one bird. This is the last of them. It's not as elaborate as I used to. These are the templates I kept for each batch. I would work off that same template. It's a thing I found in a American. I can't remember the state that it belongs to. They were extremely very popular. And so I discovered it many years ago. I said, I'm going to make these, and through the years I've made a few batches of them. But this was the last one. There's no more. So it's that's it done with. You can't really get any money out of it, and there's quite a considerable bit of work in them. And I don't have the tools anymore. That's one of the reasons for getting rid of things. So I can't go any particular way. I've got to stick with the painting, and but I'm busy tidying up one or two things that I've still got to do. Use up the paint before it goes off altogether. International boat paint. Bought it many years ago. Well, the firm I was working for bought it. Expensive stuff, but it's very good. And so I'm going to use it before it's not worth using it at all. And if it lies too long, that's it. So, and I'm redoing. It's not going to be a thistle anymore as such. A sculpture thing I made many years ago. This is about its third or fourth refurb. But I'm going to find a good home for it. I've not got a place. I did have it up at one time here, and it created a lot of interest in a lot of people. But I didn't think I was asking too much for it at the time. But certainly nobody's willing to part with the money for it. They liked it, but they didn't want to part. So there you are. I'm targeting the wrong audience, I think. Let me see. But yes, and we've got Ted in the background here. Doesn't speak this one, by the way. Maybe I was Mark Wahlberg, he might, but I don't know what he'd say behind you. So he's getting redone. He used to be. It's a thing actually that I'm going to hopefully get round to it this time round, and it's for raising money for these charity fetes and things like that. And what actually you do is you cut out where the scarf comes down round there, and you put a perspex door on it with a lock type thing, and inside it's a bottle of whiskey. And people, as they attend in the fete, go round about, and they pay a couple of pound shot to have a key that opens the padlock. or something similar, lock or something. So, but I never ever got round to finishing it. So this time maybe so. We'll see how it goes. Like it's getting a lucky paint anyway. I've got the paint out, so I'll keep going with that, like, you know. And I'm searching around, gathering up all the odds and sods that were part off or going to be part of something, and trying to kind of tidy things up so as that we're just on the painting and the sticks now. My youngest daughter dropped me off. I'm getting more paint stuff, paint. Dropped me off a nice set of acrylics there that she had picked up and whatnot. And the wife there, the good lady, got me a desk, a worktop easel, table easel, big one, an A2 I think it is. And so I've got a big easel there, floor job. But that's a lot handier. And I've got board and ground and going, so it's just a case of. But I'm going to try and, before I start the painting again, I'm going to try and finish off all these bits and pieces so as that, and try not to take on anything else. But you never know. It's one of these things that's constantly. I've got the minister stick, which I've dug out the bit of briar. It's going to be a totally briar stick, but this is a bit of. I can remember cutting this out to at the back of Blackness Castle. There's a lot of briar grows in there, and the seashore. It's just off the seashore anyway, and I did a job cutting that bit out, but there's potential in it. That's potential. Like, people shake their head at me. But by the time I sculpt it off, and it'll be a combination of, and the grain will be good once you get into it, and there'll be a resin, part resin to it too, and we'll put it on. It'll be a good stick, and hopefully we'll get it sorted before I've not been at the cut for the past little while, so. Met Tommy the other day there, one of the elders, who was stopping singing, like, you know, but I'm excused duties at this moment. It's just too hard a bloody job sitting on these pews for any length of time, and so, but we'll try and get down some fun. We'll see. But yes, so as I say, stick this one on. Get out of the habit of making them now. That's the other thing, but I'll make this before I start. Smell like paint actually annoys me and all now, especially this kind of stuff anyway. Like, I like the artwork, I like the acrylics because there's no smell of it at all. And oil paints, different. And these old ones that I've got, I mean, the new oils are a different thing altogether. There's no VOCs in them. There's these old ones, of course, I've plenty of. And I've got the spray paint and that kind of thing. So, just the tins. But I need to remember to put mask on. We're having emphysema now. I totally forget, of course, and think that I'm alright with that. But a few years ago there, it was a spray gun I was using, and only a small bit to do on this thing, and I never bothered masking up. That's a bit alright. Gee, it wasn't alright really at the end of the day. Yeah, so always mask up, always put the keys off and everything like that, you know. Of course, the spraying is, I think I started when I left school. My father thought that I needed a particular apprenticeship and whatnot, so, and it was coach building I was wanting to get into, not spray painting. But when I got the job that time, there was no vacancies in the coach building side, and the boss at the time had said to me, "Oh, I'll stick you on the spray shop now, Jim," he says, "and as soon as vacancy comes up on coach building side of things, we'll slip you in. And that was what my interest lay in, and that type of thing. No spray painting, but the spray painting went on and on. And back in the days, of course, you got a pint of milk a day supplied to you. Well, just about time. You got a pint of milk a day supplied to line basically everything. There wasn't the same health and safety thing back then as there is nowadays. But it went on too long, and I kept asking them, and no vacancies yet, Jim, no vacancies yet. And eventually I'd been spraying with the team at the time, and I wasn't doing much spraying at the time, but you were in amongst it all. And I'd taken a dose of the cold, and I always remember that weekend we were out doing something or whatever it was, and I coughed up this stuff, blood and everything. And it was the colour of what we'd been spraying. And I looked at it and I went, oh, that's not good for me. That's not good for me at all. So on the Monday morning I went in and seen the boss and asked him outright, and he wasn't able to tell me if there were going to be a vacancy. At which point I just said, well, I'm finished. And that was it, and walked out the door. To say my father was upset, well, put it mildly, more than upset. And of course he had said to me, I think he was trying to save me from myself at the time, because he had worked outside all his days, and I think he had thought that it'd be better inside with a proper trade kind of thing. He was a woodcarver, fencer, various, all these things. And so, and of course that's where I went to, and I was fortunate enough that I got to join on the side of it too at the time when I went. And he says, well, if you can't work inside, you're going to have to work outside. He says, once you make a job outside, I managed to do that. And much the same type of work that time. So I think it's programmed into you when you're born. It's that kind of thing. There is a place that's special for you. You know, a line of work or a line of things that suits your being. And outside was always it. The countryside was always the thing for me. Still love it to this day. It's, still love the whole business. People say you never get fed up, Jim, but every day's different. It's fantastic, like, you know. And I meet, there's a chap who walks round. I meet him occasionally, and he does a bit of walking, but he's always got the headphones on. He's always listening to music or something. Pointless exercise. He doesn't hear what's happening round about him, but he's oblivious to it. He loves listening to his music and walking. I don't get that. I really don't get it at all. Anyway, we'll get back to you at some point. A regular feature, I don't know. It's made. Bell's rung. Better go. I'm not any better than the editing thing, by the way. It's the last time, so we'll catch you again. All the best. Cheers. Oh.